Maya Brooks stepped onto the alien station and immediately knew something felt different. The Valerian delegate stood before her with skin that shimmered between purple and gold like oil on water. She had studied their files during the long journey from Earth, but nothing prepared her for meeting them in person. The creature was tall and moved with grace that seemed almost liquid. Maya smiled and extended her hand in greeting. The Valerian froze and its skin flashed bright pink, then settled into a warm orange glow. Around them, other Valerians turned to stare, and their colors shifted rapidly. Her supervisor called from behind, but Maya kept her attention on the delegate. The alien reached out slowly and touched her fingertips with long, delicate digits. A strange energy passed between them, and Maya felt her confidence rise. She had always been good with people, and apparently that skill worked across species too. The Valerian made a sound like wind chimes, and suddenly 5 more aliens appeared from doorways. All of them watched Maya with intense focus. Her supervisor finally caught up, looking worried and confused. He tried to begin formal introductions, but none of the Valerians looked at him. They only had eyes for Maya. She realized something important in that moment. These beings responded to something she possessed naturally. Over the next few days, Maya learned how Valerian society actually worked. They did not care about titles or formal ranks like humans did. Instead, they followed whoever attracted them most. The entire culture was built around magnetism, and appeal leaders were chosen not by votes or combat, but by how many followers they could gather. Maya found herself surrounded constantly by curious Valerians. They brought her gifts of crystalline objects. They asked endless questions about Earth and human customs. They competed with each other to sit closest to her during meals. The other human diplomats struggled to get any Valerian attention at all. Commander Phillips grew frustrated. When his military credentials meant nothing, Dr. Hayes could not interest anyone in her scientific presentations. But when Maya spoke even casually about her hometown, everyone listened. She began to understand the power she accidentally held. Valerian saw something in her that fascinated them completely. Maybe it was her expressiveness. Maybe it was the way human emotions played across her face so openly. Their own faces rarely moved, but their skin colors revealed everything around Maya. They glowed in shades she learned meant interest and admiration. She started testing her influence carefully. When she complimented a Valerian artist, the being glowed golden for hours. When she laughed at a cultural liaison's joke, 3 more Valerians immediately tried to make her laugh too. They did not understand human charm, but they craved it desperately. Maya realized she could use this for actual diplomatic progress. The trade negotiations had stalled for weeks before her arrival. Earth needed access to Valerian technology. The Valerians wanted human cultural exports but demanded exclusive deals. 3 different Valerian factions each insisted on being humanity's sole partner. No compromise seemed possible because each faction leader refused. To share influence, Maya attended her first negotiation session and changed everything. She walked into the chamber where 5 faction leaders sat in rigid silence. Each one had claimed they alone deserved Earth's alliance. Phillips had tried reasoning with them. Hayes had tried offering scientific partnerships. Nothing worked because Valerians did not think in terms of mutual benefit. They only understood attraction and competition. Maya sat down in the center of the room. All 5 leaders turned their attention to her immediately. She smiled at each one individually, and their skin colors shifted to warm tones. Then she did something unexpected. She began describing Earth not as a prize to win, but as a mystery to explore together. She painted pictures, with her words of human cities and oceans. She spoke about music and art and the thousands of human cultures. She made Earth sound like the most fascinating place in the galaxy. The Valerians leaned forward, hanging on every word. Their competitive tension began to ease. Maya continued talking and began asking them questions too. She wanted to know about their worlds. She expressed genuine curiosity about their different factions. She made each leader feel seen and valued. The pink Valerian told her about ocean crystal farms. The blue one described mountain cities carved from single stones. The silver leader spoke of art forms that took centuries to complete. Maya listened with real interest and asked follow-up questions. She noticed something shifting in the room. The leaders stopped glaring at each other. They started adding to each other's stories. They began competing not for exclusive access, but for her attention through interesting information. She guided the conversation gently. What if Earth could trade with all factions? What if each faction offered humanity different things? What if partnership was not about exclusivity, but about mutual fascination? The concept seemed alien to them at first, but Maya made it sound appealing. She described how human cultures mixed and blended throughout history. She explained how competition could exist alongside cooperation. She made collaboration seem like the most attractive option. By the end of that session, all 5 faction leaders agreed to joint negotiations. They still competed, but now they competed to offer Earth the best partnership terms. Maya had turned rivalry into a game where everyone could win. Word of her success spread through the station. Rapidly, more Valerians came to observe the human who understood their nature. Maya found herself becoming an unofficial bridge between species. She taught other human diplomats how to work with Valerian psychology, show genuine interest. She explained, express emotions openly, make them feel valued, not just useful. Treat attraction as communication, not manipulation. The humans began having breakthroughs across all negotiation areas. Technology sharing agreements formed, cultural exchange programs launched, trade routes opened, all because Maya understood something fundamental. Valerians respected desire, but they craved connection. They had built their civilization around attraction, but lacked deep bonds. Humans offered something they had never experienced: emotional complexity, the ability to want something while also caring about the other party. Maya did not manipulate them. She simply showed them a different way of relating. She demonstrated that attraction could be mutual, that desire could be shared rather than competed over. That influence worked best when everyone benefited. The final treaty signing happened on a Valerian world. Maya stood beside Commander Phillips and Dr. Hayes. Dozens of Valerian leaders gathered in a massive crystal chamber. All of them glowed in harmonious colors for the first time in their recorded history. The senior Valerian diplomat approached Maya specifically. Its skin shifted through a rainbow of shades. It spoke in its chiming language, and a translator rendered the words. You have taught us that desire can be collaborative. You have shown us that attraction need not create hierarchy. You have given us a new way to build relationships. Humanity is welcome among the stars. Maya felt pride swell in her chest, not because she had won something, but because she had helped 2 species understand each other. She had used her natural gifts not as weapons but as bridges. The treaty was signed. Earth gained access to incredible technology. The Valerians gained human cultural richness. But more importantly, both species gained genuine friendship. As Maya prepared to return home, she looked back at the Valerian station. Dozens of aliens had gathered to see her off. Their skin colors created a light show of affection and respect. She had arrived as a junior diplomat. She was leaving as proof that humanity's greatest strength was not weapons or technology. It was the ability to connect, to empathize, to turn competition into cooperation through understanding and charm. Maya smiled, knowing this was just the beginning. Humanity would spread through the galaxy, not through conquest, but through relationships, and she would continue teaching her species and others that the most powerful force in the universe was not violence or domination. It was the simple human ability to make others feel valued, to play with desire not as manipulation but as an art form where everyone won. The ship lifted off and Maya watched the station disappear. She had changed galactic diplomacy forever, all by being authentically herself.